Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a Christmas bedroom reveal. My name is Jersey. Let's jump right in. Don't forget to subscribe. And this is a Christmas quilt I made almost 3 decades ago. This was made out of all of our clothing. And then the sign I had from a few years ago. I just replaced everything on the seasons on the bathroom door. And here I just threw this together. I had an old garland. I got some pine cones from outside. Bedroom door. And more bells down there. And then this little mirror, as you see that I always change it out. This is an old antique strainer. And I just put a boxwood that I had from last year in it. And this I just had some homespun I put on the handle, which is nicely painted red. I like that. That came that way when I bought it. I think I paid $1.50 for the strainer. And this is that arrow basket I got recently, a couple weeks ago. And I just filled it with greenery that I've had around the house for years. How cute. And that is on my closet door. And I recently took down the blinds I had in the bedroom. I had a lot of grain sack fabric by Primitives by Kathy. So I just made a few curtains. The bedroom is the only room in the whole house that has curtains, but they're really nice. And that stocking I made years ago. I have a tutorial and a pattern for 2 different styles on the blog. I'll leave the link below. And then I just put some cinnamon sticks on top of there. It's an old card I had from a long time ago. And then the little milk crock I got for 40 cents from the local thrift store. And I just put some greenery in there. Pine cones I had. A little grapevine wreath I just put around the bottom. And I actually bought that picture this year at Hobby Lobby, $25. I really like it. It adds character to the room. Eventually I'll be changing all these pillows out, but I got each one of these Christmas pillows at the thrift store for $1.50 a piece. The bottom one is a pocketbook my daughter made about 25 years ago. The top one I bought last year, I want to say $2.50 or $3 at an antique store. And then I just replaced the candle, whatever I had there before. These stockings I got years ago at an antique store. No, actually it was an estate sale. Very old. I only paid a few dollars for them. This I got for $1. It just sticks on there. So this year I put these on the closet door. And up there is extra garland I had. I'm going to be doing a tutorial on dried fruit, and I'm going to put it on the garland, and I'll do a video of that. I have them in my dehydrator right now. Those skates I got last year at an antique store when all the Christmas and holiday things were half off. I think I paid $12. And it comes with the wooden guards on them. I thought that was pretty neat. This I got from Publix. It's a live tree. I'll plant it this spring. And I'll be able to use the little truck all year round. I'm gonna use it for Valentine's Day prop. These I made last year out of an old coverlet from the 1800s. I had these in the primitive room. Really old. They're beautiful and unique. And then I wove this rug this summer, and I dyed it. It's 100% cotton sheets that were too old to use anymore and grungy. So I just dyed the fabric, wove the rug, washed it, and then the warp. These are the warp strings, and when I washed it, it still had enough dye in it that it toned down all the bright white warp strings. Then down here, this is where Brianna sleeps. This was an animal fur that I got at an antique store for $18. She loves sleeping on that in the winter. I got that the other day for $12. It's a little sled with my primitive dolls. I made that rug, not on the loom, but it's actually called a Jelly Roll kit that you can use with 2.5-inch wide strips of Jelly Roll fabric. And right now I'm working on a hooked rug for Easter in spring. And that's my Tasha Tudor Christmas book. I read a few pages every day. And this is an old chair I got. And a little red sampler I wove this summer, overshot. That is a camel scarf. I got this basket a week or two ago, and I used my walnut hulls and dyed it and toned it down because it was very bright looking. And then I put our woven on the ladder. This my son wove about 25 years ago. It's actually a sampler. So when you warp your loom, the warp doesn't change, but when you change your petals or treadles, it gives you a totally different design just by stepping on different petals. And it just shows you a sample of what you might want to make a whole coverlet out of. But this is very popular to make samples. I don't do it often because it's time consuming, but this was part of the children's learning experience when they began to weave. So I made them always do a sample before they would weave a blanket or coverlet. This I picked up a week or so ago, coming back from Athens at an antique store. I usually don't buy too many pictures, but I really liked it. And here's another basket that I use throughout the year. I just added some faux greenery, a little bird I had. There is another stocking. Things like this I pick up at the end of the year when it's 75% off at the craft stores. And then I picked that up recently with the greenery. I had that in one of my videos. This I had last year in my blogging room. I just filled it with greenery. And then this is Raymond's side of the bed. We each got a wreath on the bottom. This I made out of an old sweater that he had decades ago. And it's just sticking there. It's not even nailed or anything. And I just added him some greenery on his side of the bed. And then this is the only thing I'm doing for Christmas this year. I got 3 little trees. The little birds I got last year at an antique store. There are the shoes that I recently just got. I had that in the last video. That's an old coverlet, what's left of it from the 1800s. And I just wrapped it around the trunk of the tree. I just got the shovel and that one recently on my antique finds. And last but not least, I always have to have a primitive doll. And there's a little stocking I made out of wool. I hand dipped the beeswax candles. And that's my primitive snowman. He's made out of old clothes. That was a wool skirt I had years ago. His scarf is actually from a camel scarf I bought at the thrift store. The little pipe I got from Hobby Lobby. And that's batting, cotton batting around his ankles. There is another one of those antique spools with greenery. I got that recently. It was painted red and everything. I just put the little lantern on it. This is a very old coverlet. That was part of the tree skirt one that I cut. This is the best part that I had, so I made a runner out of it. And that is the crystal lamp that I got a week or so ago for $25. And I got the shade at Walmart. This I got from that tin from the longest garage sale, I believe it was this summer. So I just took it out of the primitive room and brought it in here so I didn't have to buy anything new. And then this old metal hat I got years ago, and I just fill it every year with different greenery, a candle. This is an old copper tin bucket I got last year. I grew the gourds a few years ago. I just filled it with greenery and put it in here. Last year I had it in the blogging room. And I put that there to hide the cord. And these I got years ago. These were hand forged. Really nice. And I dipped the candles. No, I actually used an old tin candle mold for those candles. And that's it. I want to personally thank you for keep coming back. Thank you for being a new subscriber. Please hang in there with me. I'm trying to get more consistent. Been a little under the weather for almost 4 weeks now. I promise to have some more exciting things coming your way. Please comment, share, and like on social media.